This is the AB4WS radio show. Every week, bringing you the exciting amateur radio news and information happening in the greater Cincinnati, Ohio, Kentucky, and Indiana areas.
The AB4WS radio show can be found on the Apple Podcast app or your favorite podcast application. The 2024 Field Day is in the log.
Charlie calling CQ Field Day, CQ Field Day.
Yeah, we got 3 Alpha Mike Delta Charlie. Very good report here. You got 5 call W4AC. Report 2 Alpha West Central Florida. QSL. QRZ Whiskey 4 Alpha Charlie. Alpha 0 Alpha Whiskey. Alpha LAX. Okay, I got this PC November Alpha 0. What's your field day? Alpha Whiskey Lima.
Roger, Roger. We are 6 Foxtrot, November Tango X-Ray.
6 Foxtrot, North Texas, from 1 Delta, Iowa.
Roger, thank you. 73 to Buck.
73 is QRZ.
Another successful field day event was in the books. The Northern Kentucky Amateur Radio Club had a big turnout. Many new hams and even some not yet licensed came out to learn more about this fascinating hobby at the Lincoln Ridge Park in Independence, Kentucky. Many of them were able to get on the air and make lots of contacts at the GOTA station, and were really happy and enthused about the contacts they made. The Amateur Radio Emergency Team of Northern Kentucky Communication Trailer was used as the base, and the rebirth of the organization was obvious in the improvements to the trailer. Lots of great discussion on future improvements on it as well. Field Day Chairman Michael KAPLM was very happy with the turnout and everything at this year's Field Day. They are already talking about making Field Day 2025 an even better event. The Moorhead Amateur Radio Society gave some exams at their Field Day, and congratulations to Ryan Klingler, who passed his technician class license exam, and Josh Hamrick, KN4QIS, who upgraded to Extra. Congratulations! The Milford Amateur Radio Society had a very successful Field Day event at Klepler Park, where they had 2 stations using a vertical and a hex beam antenna. The Stubblefield Repeater Club, KF4UTJ, had a successful field day, even though they had one of the EMA buses that they were using called into service for an emergency event during the field day activation. As all hams do, they improvised, adapted, and overcame the hurdles to have fun and a successful field day event. This week I had the pleasure of assisting the Kentucky Section Youth Coordinator, Mark Volstead, AI4BJ, help 6 Boy Scouts earn their radio merit badge and introduce 20 Cub Scouts to the fun of amateur radio and Morse code at Camp Michael Scout Camp in Union, Kentucky. The Boy Scouts completed QSOs on VHF Simplex using handheld radios and then went into hunting POTA stations on HF radio. Thanks to those POTA operators of KF3C, AA1BS, KB1ASM, and W1GUU for their patience and work with the Scouts, making a positive impression on the Scouts and making their ham radio experience something they will never forget. The Cub Scouts had fun too, each taking a turn sending and receiving the secret Morse code signals to each other. Several of these young Cub Scouts had a great fist. These seeds planted in these young minds will hopefully grow into new hams of the future. Congratulations to Sherry Edmondson, KJ4MOB, the teacher who serves as moderator for the Dixie Heights High School Amateur Radio Club, KY4DH in Edgewood, Kentucky, who passed her extra class exam. Congratulations, Sherry, KJ4MOB/AE. The Milford Amateur Radio Club has started raffles for 2 radios they're giving away. The first is for a Yaesu FTM 300DR and the second for a Yaesu FT710. For more information on how you can win these rigs, go to milfordhamradio.org. The Okayan Amateur Radio Society will once again this year man the Red, White, and Blue Ash Beer Boost to help fund the club's coffers. The event will be on July 4th at the Summit Park in Blue Ash from 4 p.m. to 10 p.m. If you can help out with this event, contact Drew, KEHATL, at macdonald.drew1 Amateur radio volunteers are needed for the annual 4th of July parade in Northside, Ohio. The parade has a very long tradition and is very well attended. Communication support is needed from about 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. This is another great opportunity for you to utilize your ham radio skills, @abilities, and equipment to serve the public good. If you're interested in helping out, reach out to W8SM at kevin.tribbe@gmail.com. Listen out for that annual special event station we all like to work. Yes, the 13 Colonies special event will run from July 1st to July 8th, where the original 13 Colonies will have special call signs to present on the air, along with 3 additional bonus stations representing Great Britain, France, and Philadelphia. They'll be operating on all bands except for 60 meters and on all modes, including single sideband, CW, RTTY, and digital modes. For more information on how you can collect that collector's item QSL certificate, go to 13colonies.us. July 7th is the Northern Kentucky Amateur Radio Club monthly SIMPLEX net on 146.580 at 6 p.m. Listen out for this month's net control W0NKY Fred, who is operating from western Boone County on top of a hill. If you cannot hear Fred, listen out for others who can relay your station into the net. It is a great exercise to see who you can hear on 2-meter SIMPLEX and who can hear you as well. Participants are asked to email in their list of stations that they heard, and Fred, W0NKY, takes the data and puts it into a chart and working on a map as well. Pretty educational and interesting stuff, so come on out and join in on this unique net on 146.580 at 6 p.m. on July 7th. On July 13th, the Lake Cumberland Amateur Radio Association is again serving the community by providing communications for the upcoming Connect Community Village 5K Walk and Run event, which will take place on downtown Somerset, starting around 9 a.m. and ending around 11 a.m. They're looking for some volunteers to assist with communications for the event. If you can help out, contact Mike, KD6FTR. The Brunch Bunch will be meeting on July 13th at 1 p.m. at the Pig Candy Barbecue, 5901 Kellogg Avenue in California, Ohio, just off I-275. It's only apropos for hams to enjoy a great barbecue. The Queen City Emergency Net will hold their meeting as the annual picnic on July 13th at noon at Selman Park in Madeira. On July 27th, the Dave Kalter Memorial UTX Adventure will operate a special event station using the call sign K3Y, operating from K3LR contesting station, and will participate in the RSGB IOTA contest as youth operators. Listen out for them and give them a QSO. Another great event to volunteer for is Paddlefest, where amateur radio operators provide communications for safety and logistics for the big Paddlefest event on the Ohio River. This year's Paddlefest will be held on August 3rd, 2024. There are both positions on the river and on the shore. If you would like to volunteer for this fun event, email Rick, KD4PYR at KD4PYR at ARRL.net. The Murray State University Amateur Radio Club, K4MSU, has announced the particulars for this year's 5th anniversary Kentucky Parks on the Air contest to be held on August 10th, 2024, from $1,400 UTC to $2,200 UTC. Particular modes, bands, rules, and all the other important information go to k4msu.com/KYPOTA. The Air Force Marathon is looking for a few good hams to volunteer to provide communications assistance for the event on Saturday, September 21st in the area of the National Museum of the U.S. Air Force. For more information or to volunteer, email Bob, N8ADO, at afm.hams@gmail.com.
Hamfests.
July 20th is the second annual Northeast Ohio Amateur Radio Roundup from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. at the Harry Meshel Picnic Area at the Lake Milton State Park, 590 Milton Avenue in Milton, Ohio. They'll have presentations on POTA, antenna building and experimenting, show and tell, and other amateur radio topics. They'll have a fox hunt at 2 p.m. On July 20th is the third annual Ashtabula Hamfest at the Pioneer Picnic, 1809 Middle Road in Pierpoint, Ohio. Talking on the 146.895 repeater with a PL of 141.3. On July 21st is the Van Wert Hamfest at the Van Wert County Fairgrounds, 1055 South Washington Street in Van Wert, Ohio. For more information, go to w8fy.org. August 3rd is the Columbus, Ohio Hamfest at the Aladdin Shrine Center, 1801 Gateway Circle in Grove City, Ohio. August 10th is the Cincinnati Hamfest at the Claremont County Fairgrounds in Owensville, Ohio. For more information, see milfordhamradio.org. August 18th is the Warren Hamfest at the Trumbull County Fairgrounds, 899 Everett Hall Road in Cortland, Ohio. Talking on 146.970 repeater.
Are you looking to upgrade your license? Do you have someone else that's interested in the hobby? Here are some upcoming exam opportunities.
The Milford Amateur Radio Club holds amateur radio testing on the third Thursday of each month at 6 p.m. at the Miami Township Civic Center, 6101 Meyer Drive in Milford, Ohio. Please pre-register at milfordhamradio.org. The Dayton Amateur Radio Association has exams frequently. For their exam schedule, email exams.w8bi@gmail.com. On July 13th, the Westchester Amateur Radio Association will hold an amateur radio exam session at 10 a.m. at the Voice of America Museum, 8070 Tylersville Road in Westchester, Ohio. Please pre-register at hamstudy.org/sessions/WC8VOA. On July 13th at 10 a.m., an amateur radio exam session will be held at the Clark County Emergency Operations Center, 200 Maryland Drive in Winchester, Kentucky. Please pre-register at hamstudy.org/sessions/AC4YD. For more information, contact Darrell Epperson, AC4YD at 859-771-1834. On July 15th, the Northern Kentucky Amateur Radio Club will host an amateur radio exam session at 5:30 p.m. at the Bethesda Community Church, 989 East Mount Zion Road in Independence, Kentucky. You must register by emailing Mark Volstad, AI4BJ@MVOLSTAD@TWC.com. On July 23rd at 6 p.m., an amateur radio testing session will be held at the Anderson County Extension Building. Use the rear entrance, lower level, 1026 County Park Road in Lawrenceburg, Kentucky. For more information, contact Brian Carter, KI4TLW at 502-545-0376. On Saturday, July 27th at 10 a.m., the Wilderness Road Amateur Radio Club will sponsor an amateur radio license exam session at the American Legion post number 46, 45 Spears Lane in Danville, Kentucky. Pre-register at hamstudy.org/sessions. For more information, contact Harold Miller, AF6MB at 541-602-6535. Special thanks to this week's content contributors, W4IOD, KE4WA, KY4GW, WB8YYS, KD8ZLD, K9HIO, N8LAR, K4NKU.
If you have something you think other amateur radio operators in the area would be interested in, send the information or your recorded audio file attached in an email to ab4ws.radio@gmail.com.
Covering your amateur radio news and information in the greater Cincinnati, Ohio, Kentucky, and Indiana tri-state area. This is Jack Prindle, AB4WS in Big Bone, Kentucky.